This is Mila La Morena, and you're watching You Are Chicago.
Nunca me hables así. Cabrón, que nunca pienses en mí. Nunca pienses. Baby, you are dead to me. You chose your own destiny. Nessa, how you liking the taste of me? Content, think you got the best of me.
Mila La Morena is a badass bitch who doesn't give a fuck who people think, who finds so much pride in her skin and her culture and being a woman and her sexuality and how she expresses herself and doesn't care about what other people think. And that's why I created Mila La Morena, is like that source of confidence and kind of like almost a little bit of an alter ego. So that's why I love her so much. Mila is insecure as fuck and very sensitive. I've always been very, very sensitive, very like look within myself emotionally a lot, and very loving, very, very loving. Like Mila La Morena tries to be this hard bitch where I just don't like, but I'm very loving. I fall in love very easily. I care a lot and I cry a lot, and I think as I'm developing me and kind of combining my artistry and who I am, like I think it goes hand in hand, like me finding my emotions and being confident in not knowing and being confident in being sad and being not okay. It's all part of the journey. Yeah, so Mila La Morena, I was just like, I wanted Mila to be in my name because I was named after my grandmother, and she died. I actually never met her. So she died when my mom was 14, and she was a single mother of 5 daughters, and she was just the baddest bitch I knew. Like, I was like, damn, I'm named after this queen. And then I was listening to some like Veracruz, like old traditional son jarocho on the way to school, and the song La Morena came on, and I was like, oh my god, that's perfect. Like, my grandpa calls my grandma La Morenita, and like I just like my Latinidad started becoming like so prevalent to me, and like my brown skin was something that I just found so much confidence in, and I was like, I'm Mila La Morena, like that's just like who I am, like that's so badass. It inspired me to create music. So actually Kuko inspired me to like pursue my artistry, because before him I was just going to Colombia, kind of envisioning myself being the marketer for the next Selena or whoever the big next Latino person was gonna be. And I was just gonna like sing professionally on the side, like do like wedding gigs or whatever. Like I didn't think about releasing my original music. I always thought my original sucked. I hated my original music. And then I took a songwriting class at Columbia, and I was like, it kind of just like gave me a lot of confidence and being like, I have a specific way I have an interesting way of expressing myself in the way I write lyrics, like very much don't try to sugarcoat it, kind of just my raw thoughts and emotions, like, and I think it's cool, I think it's dope. And then where Kuko came to play, I was just like, people dig this. People dig the English and Spanish. Because I was like, okay, it has to be all English or all Spanish, or else it sounds cheesy. But then Kuko made it happen, and I was like, okay, I can do this. And that's Cabron. Cabron is half English, half Spanish. Like, a lot of my songs, the easiest ones to come out of me are the ones that are English and Spanish. If one's in all English or all Spanish, it's like me really pushing for it to like be cohesive and like be easier for someone to like take it in. So Cabron was about this fucking cabron that he just like broke my heart in high school. And it's funny because I finished writing the song like 2 years ago, and he was like 6 years ago or something like that. And basically he like asked me to prom. He had me so hooked. He was like an upperclassman. I was like, oh my god, he loved Biggie, he loved Tribe Called Quest, he loved that type of music that I loved. And I was like, oh my god, he's bae, like he's perfect. And so he asked me to prom, and then like a week later I see on Facebook that he asked this other girl to prom. And I was like, what? So I like texted him. I was like, what the fuck? Like, he's like, oh yeah, I didn't know that she would like me like back, so I'm gonna go with her. And I was like, oh okay. So I was just so heartbroken because we talked for such a long time, and I was like, damn. And so he like hit me up like 2 years later. He was like, I'm so sorry, like I should have picked you, blah blah blah. And I was like, cabrón, que nunca me hables así, like don't even think about me anymore, you fucked it up. And so I wrote those lyrics like in high school, and then I kind of like finished the story once I was in college, because I have this like notes thing on my phone where I just, anytime I have a little song lyric in my mind or like a little idea of a song, it's so old, like it's so long, and then I'll just revisit it if I ever want to, like sometimes I'll just have like a melody in mind and I don't know what to write about, and so I'll look back to that notes. So I saw that and I was like, oh yeah, I have a lot to say about this, because he came back into my life. And so that's why I'm like, Nessa, how are you liking the taste of me? Content, think you got the best of me, because she knew that like me and him had this thing, and I was like, damn, she must be so happy that she won and whatever, and she got him. But I was like, no, he ain't shit, like, so whatever. The whole song is just about that story and about him and about me, like realizing that heartbreak is so temporary, and guys are not shit. Yeah, so there's this one. This is a double bar line for music. It means the end of a musical piece. It's like the notation that means the song's over. I got this to remind me that everything comes to an end, and to enjoy it for its beauty and for its tragedy, and everything's temporary. I got a Tribe Called Quest tattooed on me because I love a Tribe Called Quest. This was my first tattoo on my back, but it's La Luna, the Loteria card. I got it because every time I would go to Mexico, my mom would say, siempre vamos a estar bajo la misma luna, like no matter where I go. And that just really stuck with me. I was like, damn, because I hope to be, I am going to be traveling in my life a lot with my music. And my mom is such a big part of me, and that's honestly the only thing that would ever hold me back from like just traveling the world. I'm like, I just hate being apart from my mom for so long. So yeah, besides music, I do a lot. I am really into marketing right now, really into fashion, social media stuff, like art and expressing, and then dance, of course. I actually teach a ballet folklorico class for little kids, so dance has always been very, very important in my life, and bringing me this just like instant joy of like when I start dancing. So just art in all its forms. I really try to go to museums to be inspired, and watch movies to be inspired, and stuff like that. The fashion thing is definitely like a new thing that I've been trying out, just because I'm amongst so many fashion designers at Columbia, and I was like, this is actually so important in being able to express yourself like through clothes, and like even like I made these pants and like this shirt, and I was just like, this just like feels good to like be able to put myself into what I'm wearing. I was like, this is dope. So that's something I'm like trying out right now. Tatiana Hazel, my girl, come on, let's make a track. I met her. I did Mole de Mayo, and she performed right after me. I embarrassed myself in front of her because I geeked out too much, because she's huge, like in what she represents and what she stands for and her confidence, and she's in a world right now, well, she actually moved to LA, but the Latino world right now, music scene in Chicago right now is very, I don't want to say male dominated because there are so many incredible women, but there are more men than women is kind of all that I'm saying. And the men are very much making themselves known, and the women are a lot more humble. And yeah, she's just a strong ass female figure that I saw, and I was like, I would love to do a song with her. So that'd be dope. Yeah, so I have a single in the midst. And so that's gonna be released. It's called Y Tu Mamá También. So that'll be released hopefully like November, December, and then before that I want to release another smaller song, but that's like a big one that I'm excited for. My next single is just gonna be like a little chill song to just remind people I'm still kicking. I hope I get to write a lot more music. I hope I get to do some good performances. I'm actually in the midst of starting my own company, which puts on DIY shows. So we're starting that up. We have our first few shows, 2 shows before 2019. So I hope those go super well so that I can keep doing this and really just give more of a stage for artists that deserve it, and like more attention to artists that deserve it, and let people network and connect and meet other people. So I'm hoping that goes well. Why am I Chicago? Because of my mixture of identities. Because when I see Chicago, that's what I see. It really is just a mixture of identities, and being diverse and being sure of who I am and who like my culture, and proud of that. And that's what I see around Chicago, and that's what makes me feel like I belong here whenever I'm here. So that's why I'm Chicago. Thank you for watching You Are Chicago. My name is Mila La Morena. You can follow me on Spotify. You can follow me on Instagram. You could DM me on Instagram. If you have art, send me it. I want to plug it. I don't go on Twitter, so just do those. Follow me on all those things, streaming platforms, everything. And thank you so much. Okay, cool.